Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular board meeting, Rainbow District School Board, for Tuesday, June the 30th, 2026. I want to welcome folks that are online and welcome folks that are in the audience with us tonight. So we'll start this evening with our land acknowledgement. The Rainbow District School Board would like to acknowledge that we're on the traditional and ancestral territory of the Anishinaabeg, including Atikameksheng, Anishinaabeg, and the Wahnapitae Nations. We would like to acknowledge that we are situated within the Robinson-Huron Treaty of 1850 and want to recognize the inherent rights of the Anishinaabeg that maintain these lands from time immemorial. We'll start tonight's meeting with a roll call. Director Bourget, please.
Trustee Dubosky.
Present.
Trustee Farrell.
Present.
Trustee Gibson.
Present.
Trustee Cosmerly.
Present.
Trustee McCauley.
Present.
Trustee Dewar. Trustee Hunda.
Present.
Trustee Corbier-Addison.
Present.
Trustee Clement.
Present.
Student Trustee Sear. Student Trustee Gannett.
Present.
Thank you, Director. So we're going to move on to the approval of an amended agenda. So you received early on this afternoon an update due to, and I'm going to take responsibility for this, we had missed the part of Governance Policy Review Committee, the motion that we had a notice of motion last time. And so I want to say thank you to the trustees for pointing that out to us and having us move forward with the amended agenda. So what we're looking for is a mover and a seconder that the amended agenda for the regular board meeting for June 30th, 26 be approved. It's moved by Trustee Cosmerly, seconded by Trustee Hunda. All those in favor? I think we'll go to a poll vote. Thank you, Director.
Trustee Clement.
In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison.
In favor.
Trustee Dubosky.
In favor.
Trustee Farrell.
In favor.
Trustee Gibson.
In favor.
Trustee Hunda.
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly.
In favor.
Trustee McCauley.
In favor.
And Student Trustee Gannett.
In favor.
The motion is carried.
Thank you, Director. Looking for any preliminary declarations of pecuniary interest. Seeing none, we'll move on to presentations, and I'll call on CEO Bourget to make the following presentation.
Thank you, Chair Farrell. I will be reading some gratitude towards our student trustees, and Chair Farrell will have something as a token of our appreciation for Student Trustee Gannett at the end of this, and perhaps we'll pause the meeting just briefly for him to take a picture at the end of this presentation. So, this is the final board meeting for student trustees Daenerys Sear of Manitoulin Secondary School and Isabella Gannett of LaSalle Secondary School. They co-chaired the Student Senate, which included representatives from the board's secondary schools in Sudbury, Espanola, and Manitoulin Island. Daenerys Sear also served as the vice chair of the Indigenous Student Trustee Council for the Ontario Student Trustee Association. Isabella Gannett graduated from LaSalle Secondary School this month, and you may have heard her interview on CBC Morning North. It occurred the day after her graduation, where she delivered the valedictorian address to the class of 2026. Throughout secondary school, Isabella has been actively involved in her school community, including drama productions, school bands, and sport teams. She's also supported LaSalle's Sport Health Academics and Leadership Program, commonly known as SHAL, by helping out with tournaments and special events. In addition, she found time to be the president of the Student Council this year. Isabel believes, and I quote, "Involvement in school and school life is extremely important, as you get to experience new things and meet new people, which can lead to lifelong relationships. You also get to develop your strengths, such as leadership, confidence, responsibility, and time management." When she began her role as student trustee, Isabella talked about student voice and said, "When students have the opportunity to be heard, they are recognized as active participants in their education. They feel respected and they know they matter." Trustee Gannett is returning to LaSalle Secondary School this fall to further her education in theater and music, and in the future she plans to audition for theater programs in Ontario. She hopes to become a secondary school teacher of theater primarily, and music as another option. And we thank her for her dedicated service as a student trustee. When it comes to student engagement, Isabella, you've certainly led by example. And even though Trustee Sear couldn't be here, we'd like to share a few words. Our Indigenous student trustee, Daenerys Sear, was unable to join this evening. She is from Zibahasing First Nation, and Daenerys served as Indigenous student senator for Manitoulin Secondary School, where she was in grade 11 this year. She is passionate about Indigenous advocacy and shared her language and culture. She's very multi-talented. She makes regalia, ribbon skirts, and vests, and she's building her brand as an Anishinaabe seamstress, aspiring to have her creations featured on runways. Daenerys Sear values student voice and active involvement in school life, and she was a role model for student engagement. We will ensure that Daenerys is appropriately acknowledged for her contribution throughout the school year at a later date. But at this time, we'd ask Chair Farrell to present the token of our appreciation to Student Trustee Gannett, and perhaps we'll take a brief pause for a picture.
Okay, moving on with our agenda, I'll turn it over to CEO Bourget to introduce the presentation on the Math Achievement Action Plan.
Thank you, Chair Farrell. Trustees, as you know, math is one of our priority areas, and thanks to the leadership and hard work of a variety of people in schools, school administration, and Superintendent Kosiar and the math team you'll hear from today, we've continued to make gains. We're very proud of those gains, and as part of our requirements, we do have a presentation for you tonight to give you a bit of a summary and progress update. And with that, I'll turn it over to Superintendent Kosiar. Thank you.
Thank you, and good evening. We're very pleased to present this progress report on the board's Math Achievement Action Plan. The plan addresses three priority areas for math instruction and outlines specific strategies at the system, school, and classroom levels. Joining us this evening is Principal of Program Kate McKenzie, who will speak about how our board is addressing each of the identified priority areas. She will also highlight some of the exciting initiatives in our schools related to math instruction and learning. As reflected in our EQAO scores, we continue to see growth in mathematics teaching and learning throughout Rainbow Schools. We look forward to maintaining this trajectory through planning and implementation. We'll also be joined by Math Coordinator Amy Stevenson and Principal Paula Mackey, who will outline some of the system and school-based initiatives and actions being undertaken in support of math learning. Earlier this year, and over the past number of years, we've provided information focused on board-level actions and outcomes. We'll continue to highlight those this evening, but we appreciate the opportunity to also share how schools are using system supports and resources to take action in classrooms across the system. This is our third year of working within the ministry's Math Achievement Action Plan, or MAP framework. This process has involved significant data collection and review, analysis and reflection. Through an iterative process, we continue to work to refine our strategy as a system to ensure that teachers have the resources they need to ensure math success for all students. We're very pleased to provide an update as we conclude our 2025-2026 Math Achievement Action Plan. Tonight, we'll share a snapshot of the growth we've experienced in the three priority areas: fidelity of implementation of the curriculum, strengthening teacher math content knowledge, and responsive teaching. At this time, I'd like to invite Principal Kate McKenzie to come to the podium.
Thank you, Superintendent Kosiar. Working with central staff, as well as the Ministry of Education, we have identified and addressed specific strategies at the board, school, and classroom levels. Alignment between all levels ensures common messaging, consistent practice, and improved outcomes for students. The following slides illustrate examples of the information being submitted to the ministry portal as part of the July 2026 MAP report. A variety of data sources are used locally to support planning and monitoring, including EQAO and report card data related to student achievement. In addition, attendance data and student perceptual surveys provide important context. The ministry's primary focus is on students currently in grades 3, 6, and 9, aligning with provincial EQAO assessment years. Some of our initial baseline data was collected at the end of Term 2 during the 2024-2025 school year. As part of the ongoing implementation and evaluation of our 2025-2026 MAP, surveys were administered in November, February, and June. Parents and guardians, as well as all teachers in mathematics from kindergarten to grade 12, were invited to complete a short survey by June 22nd, 2026 to provide feedback on math instruction and supports. In addition, teachers in priority schools teaching grades 3, 6, and 9 were asked to have their students complete a short survey. This student survey helped us better understand how learners see themselves as math thinkers and how we can best support their development. You will hear more about these findings from these surveys as we move through the presentation. As part of the Math Achievement Action Plan, we remain committed to ensuring high-quality instruction for all learners by identifying clear, actionable steps, defining indicators of success, and fostering meaningful family engagement. This comprehensive approach is designed to strengthen instructional consistency, build educator capacity, and support equitable outcomes for students across the system. In November's presentation, we focused on identifying the specific actions we would undertake this year to support high-quality instruction and enhance family engagement. In March, we reflected on our progress using the indicators of success we established at the beginning of the year. Based on the data, we identified next steps and developed a plan for the remainder of the year. Now, at the end of the school year, we have another important opportunity to revisit those same indicators of success, reflect on our overall impact, and consider what we've learned to inform our planning moving forward. As we conclude the second year of our Mathematics Demonstration Classroom Initiative, these classrooms continue to be a cornerstone of our Math Achievement Action Plan, strengthening instructional practice and building educator capacity across the board. Established in grades 3, 6, and 7, 8, and led by mathematics coaches, they provide opportunities for teachers to observe effective mathematics instruction, collaborate with colleagues, and receive coaching to support implementation in their own classrooms. Each Thursday, educators observe a live mathematics lesson in the morning, followed by collaborative planning and reflection with a coach or consultant in the afternoon. Follow-up support is then provided at their home school to help transfer new learning into practice. Located at Churchill Public School, Princess Anne Public School, Little Current Public School, Chelmsford Public School, and Lansdowne Public School, the demonstration classrooms continue to be one of our most valued professional learning opportunities. They provide a win-win. Students in the host classrooms receive high-quality mathematics instruction from expert teachers, while visiting educators observe evidence-based practices in action and receive ongoing coaching to strengthen instruction in their own classrooms. This model builds instructional capacity across the system and supports improved mathematics learning for all students. Nearly 100 teachers participated in visits to our mathematics demonstration classrooms. Following their visits, educators were asked to complete a feedback survey. One question on the survey asked them to rate the extent to which the experience would impact their instructional practice, with 1 indicating no impact and 5 indicating a significant impact. The results were overwhelmingly positive. All participants rated the experience as highly impactful. These results reinforce the value of this professional learning model in building educator capacity and improving mathematics instruction across the system. We also asked participants to rate the impact the demonstration classroom visit had on their ability to support students who may be struggling in mathematics using the same 5-point scale. The results were again overwhelmingly positive. More than 80% of participants indicated that the experience would have a significant impact on their ability to support students who may be struggling in mathematics. 100% of educators who visited the demonstration classrooms indicated they would recommend a visit to their colleagues. On this slide, you can see an example of the powerful feedback educators have provided. I really enjoyed my time at the demonstration classroom. The staff and students were very welcoming and very knowledgeable. It was a pleasure to see how smoothly and engaged learning can be in math, especially when it can sometimes feel overwhelming or challenging. This visit has encouraged more ideas, questions, and continued conversations. It's made me even more excited for teaching math. Thank you for running this math demonstration program, and I look forward to next year's learning opportunity. Across our system, fractions have emerged as a consistent area of need in both student achievement and teacher confidence. Diagnostic data, classroom observations, and educator feedback have highlighted gaps in students' conceptual understanding of fractions. In response, we are focusing on building teacher capacity to teach fractions effectively. This includes developing a deeper understanding of how students learn fractions, the importance of using visual models such as number lines, area models, and step models, and how to sequence instruction to support conceptual development before moving to procedures. This school year, each school identified a numeracy lead to facilitate monthly math learning during staff meetings. Throughout the year, numeracy leads guided staff through one chapter each month of Rethinking Fractions resource using a shared slideshow to support discussion and reflection. The enthusiasm and positive feedback from our math leads inspired us to extend this learning opportunity by offering a 4-week after-school book study to all educators. More than 30 educators from both Sudbury and Manitoulin participated. Facilitated by our mathematics coaches, each session featured rich professional conversations that encouraged deep reflection on mathematics pedagogy and instructional practice. The response was overwhelmingly positive, with participants expressing appreciation for the opportunity to collaborate with colleagues from across the board. Based on this feedback, we are excited to offer another mathematics book study this fall in Sudbury and on Manitoulin Island. This summer, we are once again offering a full-day numeracy program as part of our summer learning program. In addition to providing targeted mathematics supports for students, the program will serve as an opportunity to pilot 2 new intervention resources, Jump Math and Symphony Learning. Both resources have been purchased for selected schools and will be used in the fall to help address learning gaps in mathematics. The summer learning program provides an ideal setting to build educator familiarity with the programs, refine implementation strategies, and gather early feedback before they are introduced more broadly. This initiative is being delivered in partnership with our special education team. Mathematics coaches and special education resource teachers will work together to implement these intervention programs in select schools in the fall, ensuring a coordinated approach to supporting students who require intensive mathematics intervention and helping to close achievement gaps. It is my pleasure to introduce Amy Stevenson, our grades 9 to 12 mathematics coordinator, who supports all of our secondary mathematics initiatives. Amy will provide an update on the work taking place across our secondary mathematics program this year, with a particular focus on our grade 9 initiatives. She will highlight the key strategies, professional learning, and supports that have been implemented to strengthen instruction and improve student achievement, as well as share some of the progress and successes we have seen throughout the year.
Thank you, Principal Mackenzie, and good evening. I'm Amy Stevenson, grade 9 to 12 math coordinator for the Rainbow District School Board. This evening, I have the pleasure of sharing some of the wonderful things happening in grade 9 math classrooms across our board. Some of the highlights I will be sharing include focus areas of the professional learning that occurred in the 2025-2026 school year, the use of consistent practices in classrooms across the board, and how the hard work of our grade 9 math teachers have improved outcomes, especially in areas where needs have been identified, for example, at our priority schools or in specific strands of mathematics. During the 2025-2026 school year, math teachers participated in 4 full-day subject-specific professional learning sessions. These professional learning activities have the following goals: to build a culture of collaboration and community amongst our math educators, to provide mentorship opportunities and to build capacity, especially in our newest teachers, to discuss data from a number of sources, including the EQAO results, diagnostic assessments, and historical student achievement, to share knowledge and skills from professional learning events and experiences like OAME and ministry and EQAO webinars, and finally, to align practices across the board. The following slides will highlight some of the topics covered at the 2025-2026 professional learning sessions. The Rainbow District School Board has a series of diagnostic assessments based on prerequisite skills for grade 9 math. These assessments are administered at the beginning of each session of grade 9 math in order for teachers to determine areas of need. Teachers then have a number of resources available to use as they employ strategies to try to close gaps and measure the impact of their interventions. In September, we give teachers the opportunity to review the results of these diagnostics and plan interventions as a grade 9 math team. In addition to diagnostic data, teachers also receive historical EQAO achievement data that can be used to identify specific strands and skills from the grade 9 math curriculum that may require additional support. For example, our board has needs related to the algebra and geometry strands of the grade 9 curriculum, and our students would benefit from additional practice related to thinking style questions. At these professional development sessions, teachers are asked to brainstorm what strategies can be used to address these needs. In this example, teachers were given 4 thinking questions from EQAO released materials and asked to share strategies to support solving questions of this type. Thinking questions require students to select and sequence a variety of tools and usually requires engaging in a planning process to reach a final answer. Multiple choice options are more difficult to eliminate for this type of question and require the student to use critical thinking and mathematical reasoning. During the 2025-26 school year, the Ministry of Education hosted several webinars related to the high-impact instructional practices in mathematics. These practices are discussed, modeled, and reflected upon during our professional learning activities. In February, all Rainbow District School Board teachers participated in professional learning connected to increasing participation and cognitive engagement to encourage deeper thinking. The Ontario Math Curriculum outlines some specific processes that can be embedded in our lesson planning to boost cognitive engagement. These processes include problem solving, communicating, connecting, selecting tools and computational strategies, reflecting, representing, and reasoning improving. When these processes are strategically used in the classroom, along with the use of the high-impact instructional practices, we provide students with optimal conditions for cognitive engagement and increased learning. Teachers shared strategies that they used to plan, engage in, and assess these processes. In this example, teachers were given the process of mathematical communication and asked to provide examples of what this process looks like in the classroom. Some of the responses included using proper mathematical vocabulary and conventions, showing all steps of student work, explaining the final answer, and using different ways to demonstrate their understanding, such as on paper or using physical manipulatives or a digital tool. In May, teachers were given the opportunity to engage in a number of numeracy routines designed to be used daily in classrooms to boost participation and engagement, provide opportunities for math conversations, and to introduce topics in a way that has a low floor, high ceiling, which provides an entry point for all learners. In ongoing professional learning, we continue to focus on strategies that students are engaging in with their elementary classrooms to make stronger connections to existing knowledge and layer on more complex mathematical concepts. This includes the use of physical and digital manipulatives that help to build the bridge between the concrete, visual, and abstract understanding of math. A strong emphasis is placed on what happens after tasks are done. This includes consolidation, assessment for learning, feedback, and data-informed instruction. Math educators use many strategies to consolidate student learning. This is an important step in learning as it gives students the opportunity to reflect on their thinking, correct misconceptions, and form stronger understanding. We discuss how teachers can collect data connected to the learning goals and success criteria of their lessons to determine how new learning has been consolidated and use this data to inform next steps in their classrooms. Teachers can then lead students in a small group session that takes place during their period of instruction. This period of small group instruction is designed to meet students where they are and provide customized interventions to help close gaps before layering on more complex ideas. This also provides teachers with new opportunities to make observations and have conversations that can be used to assess student understanding. Professional learning activities allow teachers to be introduced to new resources created by Rainbow District School Board educators, such as the RDSB EQAO Preparation Guide. This guide includes both teacher and student resources that can be used to systematically break down EQAO-style questions using strategies to improve student achievement, such as eliminating incorrect choices, the use of anchor charts, the use of tools or manipulatives to help get unstuck and address the complex vocabulary that is an identified area of need. Professional learning sessions like these have had a measurable impact on student achievement. Each year, our outcomes on EQAO have been improving. In 2022, 40% of our students were meeting provincial standard. In 2023, 44%. In 2024, 45%. And the 2025 cohort of students was no exception, with 50% of students achieving at standard, which represents an increase of 10% over the 4 years. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Amy. We appreciate the opportunity to highlight just some of the many exciting things happening in grade 9 mathematics. As part of our Math Achievement Action Plan, we are focusing on deepening understanding of math teaching and learning for all students. Our work emphasizes clear actions, defined success indicators, and meaningful family engagement to support student achievement. In the fall, we shared that to build capacity, we provide monthly staff newsletters, highlighting math resources, and post-ministry math content series webinars on the RDSB K-6 program website to promote system-wide alignment. Supported by ministry funding, we also offer subsidies for math additional qualifications, helping educators strengthen both content knowledge and instructional skills. These efforts ensure all learners have the opportunity to succeed in mathematics. The end of the school year is an ideal time to reflect upon the success indicators we set at the start of the year. A key area of focus is improving math confidence. We continue to emphasize social emotional learning and math resilience, helping students develop confidence, persistence, and a growth mindset when approaching challenges. As mentioned, part of our Math Achievement Action Plan, students complete a brief survey 3 times a year, November, February, and June, to capture their experiences and attitudes towards math. Over the past 2 years, we have seen growth in students' confidence and engagement in math. We are maintaining this progress and aim to continue fostering growth through next year with a new cohort of grade 3, 6, and 9 students. These trends reflect the impact of our work with teachers and schools to build positive math mindsets, helping students see themselves as capable mathematicians and encouraging persistence, enjoyment, and growth in mathematics. I would now like to welcome Principal Paula Mackey of Princess Anne to share how her school is promoting a positive math mindset and enjoyment in mathematics.
We have been lucky to have Haley Auger as our in-house math coach for the past 2 years. Our model this year was to have our math coach work with 1 grade 3 classroom teacher and 1 grade 6 classroom teacher. Here is a quote from our grade 3 teacher, Jill Jameson, who co-taught with our math coach, Haley, all year. Working collaboratively with Haley as our math coach colleague in my grade 3 classroom this year has been an extremely positive and rewarding experience. Her support, expertise, and willingness to co-plan, co-teach, and reflect on instructional practices have helped strengthen student understanding and engagement in mathematics. Our collaborative approach allowed us to share ideas, problem-solve challenges, and implement effective strategies tailored to student needs. I greatly appreciate the open communication, professionalism, and encouragement throughout the year. This partnership not only benefited student learning, but also contributed significantly to my professional growth as an educator. This opportunity helped me discover an abundance of valuable resources to guide my planning, trajectory, and assessment methods. I have gained confidence, insight, and knowledge that will enrich my teaching practice next year and for years to come. Here is a clip from a student in Jill's class.
How did it help having Miss Auger, the math coach, in your classroom with your math learning this year?
It helped me a lot, and she did a lot of fun drills and centers, and she helped me learn that mistakes are okay, and she helped me use tools to become a problem solver, and overall I've had a really fun year.
So the quote that I want to read on the screen says, this is our other grade 6 teacher and how this has impacted. So having a math coach in my grade 6 classroom this year helped me develop a wide range of high-yield instructional strategies and to grow in confidence as a math teacher. She, the math coach, was instrumental in helping my students and myself embrace the mindset that mistakes are how we learn, fostering a positive and resilient approach to mathematics. I am grateful for her guidance and the lasting impact she has had on both my teaching and my students' learnings. And I also want to say that the grade 6 teacher in the picture, in the photo, is doing a daily mental math routine. And she said one of her main takeaways is that she is so much more comfortable annotating student thinking and focusing on consolidation. Our math coach helped us plan a math play day during Education Week in May. The goal was to engage families and communities in their children's math journey, support different ways of understanding, and to have fun doing math. She set up a variety of centers, including an estimation station, math facts games, activities with hands-on math manipulatives, a photo booth, and so much more. On the day of the math play day, the grade 7 and 8 students were tasked with fetching students from classrooms, and the grade 6 students were assigned to all the stations to teach parents the games and help the centers run smoothly. We had 121 families arrive to play math games with their children during Education Week. The parent feedback was amazing. They felt the games were easy to jump into, that they could see themselves playing these games at home with their children, that it was so nice to see math being something fun instead of something stressful, and that it was great to be able to participate in their child's learning at school during the school day. Many expressed that they hope we do it again next year. Primary teachers also had the option to bring their students to visit in case their grown-up didn't join in, and many of the classes came through to play the games. Overall, it was a massive success, and we look forward to hosting it again next year. We had 26% of kindergarten to grade 8 participated in our Education Week Math Play Day. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing, Principal Mackey. We appreciate the opportunity to highlight just some of the many exciting things happening in our schools with the support of our math coaches. Students are engaged and excited about math learning, and we're continuing to see dividends in student achievement. During Education Week, Churchill Public School also showcased mathematics learning by inviting parents into classrooms to participate alongside their children. Parents of students in the grade 3 and 6 demonstration classrooms were welcome to join a mathematics lesson led by our mathematics coach, Sarah DeWitt. The event provided families with an opportunity to experience the engaging, student-centered approach to mathematics that is taking place in our demonstration classrooms. Parents were actively involved throughout the lesson, and students took great pride in sharing their learning and hosting their special guests. It was a wonderful example of meaningful family engagement and a celebration of mathematics learning. Knowing our students, understanding what they need to learn and how best to teach them is a core priority for the ministry and the board. We remain focused on making sure that our resource plans and actions aligned with the needs of the students we serve. Responsive teaching means that we not only work to understand our students, but that we use the understanding to inform our instruction and planning. By taking this coordinated approach, we're ensuring that data is not only collected, but actively used to inform instruction, strengthen decision-making, and improve outcomes for all students. Another indicator we use to measure impact is the broad diagnostic assessments for grades 3, 6, and 9, administered 3 times a year through Knowledge Hook. The assessment helps us monitor student growth, identify learning gaps, and inform targeted intervention. Earlier this year, we presented at the February Special Education Resource Teacher Meeting on using the broad diagnostic to support Tier 3 intervention. We demonstrated how to use the data to identify specific skill gaps, group students by need, and plan targeted small group instruction. Knowledge Hook also provides a variety of teacher support resources. To make these easier to access, the math team organized the materials into folders by grades and diagnostic question, allowing teachers and search to quickly find targeted lessons and intervention resources. Along with engaging our staff and students, part of our work as a math team is to engage families in math learning. One of the ways we do this is through collecting feedback and information from parents and guardians. This is done through surveys. The first survey was administered in February, and the final survey was just administered in June. The survey asked parents about how satisfied they are with resources provided for their child's math learning. Are they aware of the specific math programs being used in their child's classroom? And what other resources or activities would support their child's math learning? When looking at the data, a significant majority of parents responded yes when asked to respond to the statement, "I am satisfied with the resources provided to support my child's or children's math learning." When parents were asked what would help them to support math learning at home, the top 3 responses were physical practice materials for home, math games for home, and websites that support math learning. This year, we once again participated in the successful Parent Involvement Committee evening at Sudbury Secondary School, Little Current Public School, and A.B. Ellis Public School, and provided games and activities for families. Our introduction last year of a monthly family newsletter with math tips embedded is one example of how we were responding directly to parent feedback and continuing to strengthen homeschool connections to support mathematics learning. Another example of how we are responding directly to parent feedback is providing Reflex Math licenses for all students in grades 3 to 6 for both the summer and the upcoming school year. Reflex Math is an adaptive, game-based program that helps students develop automaticity with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division facts. The program continuously adjusts to each student's level, providing targeted practice to build fact fluency. Across our schools, Math Reflex is used in a variety of ways. At school, it serves as a progress monitoring tool, with students regularly practicing fact fluency through engaging games while celebrating milestones with activities such as our chicken run and ice cream parties. Some schools, such as Little Current Public School, also use Reflex Math at the end of each month to monitor growth in students' fact fluency. As shown on the slide, grade 6 students began the year with only 9% fluency in multiplication and division facts to 12. By the end of this year, 79% of students had achieved fluency, an accomplishment worth celebrating. To extend learning beyond the classroom, students' login information is shared with families, giving students the opportunity to continue practicing and strengthening their fact fluency at home. I'd like to take a moment to sincerely thank the team for their continued dedication to advancing mathematics learning across Rainbow Schools. As someone deeply passionate about mathematics education, I am truly encouraged by the progress we are seeing. Through our collective focus on fidelity of implementation, building teacher capacity, and responsive teaching, we are moving towards our shared goal, ensuring every student experiences success in mathematics. At this time, I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Principal McKenzie, for your report, and Principal Mackey, and our math coordinator, Stevenson, I believe, right? Thank you so much for it. And Superintendent Kozar, are there any questions by trustees? Trustee Cosmerly.
I just want to say well done, like really, really well done. You can see by the increases in the EQAO that we're on a good path. So I want to thank everyone for their hard work. And I do have one question. What are anchor charts?
So anchor charts are co-created with students. So when the teacher's teaching the lesson, they try and engage the students in creating a chart that we can post on the wall to refer to later. So that way when the slide changes, that they have the materials up on the wall to help support them with their math learning at their desk.
Thank you. We have another question online from trustee Corbett Addison. Go ahead, please.
Hi there. Thank you for the report. It's very well done, and I'm glad to hear of the progress of 10% over the last 4 years in the results in math. Very inspirational. My question is, similar to the March break math resources, are there any resources that parents and students can access over the summer to keep the math mindset over the summer months?
Thank you for that question. So we have given the Reflex Math logins that students have been using throughout the year at home as well, but just giving that back out to families as well. Sometimes some resources or games have been sent home to families from the schools. Some of our games that were shared at our pick night were also shared that are more family oriented, such as math games with cards and board games.
Thank you. Any further questions? Trustee Clement.
Real quick, math still gives me the heebie-jeebies. This is for all our boardrooms, right? All our schools, they all have the same type of. Just for your information, we've been working with a third-party person who has been looking at our progress, a 5-year plan, that kind of thing. This board is exceeding provincial and other boards. So well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee Clement. Anything further? Trustee Hunda.
I should just be quiet sometimes, but I find it hard. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone, the team. Wonderful to see Princess Anne results so well. But it is quite true. The board, you know, we're silent, but we do set guidance, and this, of course, is a high priority for us. And to seeing how well this board has been progressing, where we are now actually beating provincial standard, which is great, but clearly this work will continue to be built on. So we look forward to, like, the grade 3s taking this on to the grade 6s, to the grade 9s, which means that we're making very steady progress, and that's kind of the thing that we want to see, and we want to thank you. We know it takes a lot of hard work, and a lot of what I love seeing is the smiles and the enthusiasm, because I kind of struggled a little bit in math, not finding it quite so exciting, but clearly you guys are excited with it, and we have the right people in the right place, and I want to thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you, Trustee Hunda. Anything further? So on behalf of Kate and Paula and Amy and Dan, on behalf of all of us, thank you so much for all the hard work that you're doing with our teachers, with our students. I just wanted to echo what a number of have said. We have seen increased steady results in EQA results through the Rainbow District School Board that we should be extremely proud of. There are many boards across this province that are stagnant in their growth. We are showing consistent results, and that's because of the hard work, about all the hard work that you are doing with our staff and our students across the system. So on behalf of all of us, I just want to say thank you very much for your hard work, and enjoy your well-deserved break this summer.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on with our agenda, we have reports from closed meeting of the board. We have 2 motions that we need to entertain. First off, Chief Executive Officer performance appraisal. We will need a mover and a seconder that the performance appraisal for the Chief Executive Officer be approved. And that's moved by Trustee Gibson and seconded by Trustee McCauley. We will call for the vote, please.
Trustee Clement.
In favor.
Trustee Corbett Addison. Trustee Dabowski?
In favor.
Trustee Farrell?
In favor.
Trustee Gibson?
In favor.
Trustee Hunda?
In favor?
Trustee Cosmally?
In favor.
Trustee McCauley?
In favor.
Student Trustee Gannett?
In favor.
Motion is carried.
Thank you, Director. Next motion that we have is a personnel motion, and we'll need a mover and a seconder. The motion number 26-W18, re-personnel, be approved. Moved by Trustee Hunda, seconded by Trustee Cosmally, and we'll proceed to the vote. CEO Bourget, please.
Trustee Colon?
In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison? Trustee Dabowski?
In favor. In
Trustee-
favor.
Thank you. Trustee Farrell?
In favor.
Trustee Gibson?
In favor.
Trustee Hunda?
In favor?
Trustee Cosmally?
In favor.
Trustee McCauley?
In favor.
Student Trustee Gannett?
In favor.
The motion is carried.
Thank you, Director. Moving on to old business, we have a previous set of minutes that needs to be approved. So we'll need a mover and a seconder that the minutes of the special board meeting held on Tuesday, June the 9th, 2026 be approved. Looking for a mover. Moved by Trustee Cosmally, seconded by Trustee Gibson. Any errors or omissions that we need to address at this time with those minutes? Seeing none, we've all had a good look at it. So seeing no changes, we'll go to the vote, please, Director.
Trustee Colon?
In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison?
In favor.
Trustee Dabowski?
In favor.
Trustee Farrell?
In favor.
Trustee Gibson?
In favor.
Trustee Hunda?
In favor?
Trustee Cosmally?
In favor.
Trustee McCauley?
In favor.
Student Trustee Gannett?
In favor.
The motion is carried.
Thank you, Director. Moving on to reports and recommendations from board committees. And this was the motion that we had missed earlier in our agenda. So this is from the Governance Policy and Bylaw Review Committee. And we have a motion, we'll need a mover and a seconder, that the changes to Governance Bylaw 12 bylaws be attached and approved. So that's moved by Trustee Cosmally. And can I have a seconder, please? Seconded by Trustee Hunda. Thank you. Motion is on the floor. Any discussion on this bylaw? Anything, Trustee Cosmally, that you want to add?
No, as I indicated at the last meeting when we put it up as a notice of motion, these changes are to provide more details about the process of developing, reviewing, and approving our bylaws. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Cosmally. Seeing no other input, I just want to say, once again, thank the Governance Policy and Bylaw Review Committee for the hard work that they've done this year. We've put a lot of things behind us, but there's still lots of work to do next year. So once again, thanks so much for all the work that you've done to move this important work forward. So we'll go to the motion, Director, please.
Trustee Colon?
In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison? Trustee Dabowski?
In favor.
Trustee Farrell?
In favor.
Trustee Gibson?
In favor. In favor. Sorry.
We have both Trustee Gibson's response and Trustee Corbier-Addison's response. Thank you both. Trustee Cosmally?
In favor.
Trustee McCauley?
In favor.
And Student Trustee Gannett?
In favor.
And Judy Hunda, Trustee Hunda will too. As
Trustee Hunda is
in favor.
The motion is carried, thankfully.
Okay, we got everybody. Good. Awesome. Moving on to new business, 2026-2027 budget. And we have a motion to entertain this evening, and we'll need a mover and a seconder that the Rainbow District School Board budget for 2026-2027 be approved. That's moved by Trustee Hunda and seconded by Trustee Gibson. And we'll turn it over to Superintendent Guilbeault if he has some comments on the final motion.
Thank you, Chair. Just for your consideration, I'll let you know that we haven't made any changes to the budget since we presented it 3 weeks ago on June 9th. At this time, we haven't received any further announcements regarding responsive education programs, or REPs, and we are still currently engaged with our local partners on the regional planning team for dual credits to determine those budget details. However, those dollars will be spent out in full and won't result in any changes to our bottom line. So as a reminder, that means we are approving a compliance surplus of $5,249 And with that, I'll turn it back to you, Chair, and if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Questions from trustees? Trustee Macaulay, please.
I don't really have a question, I just have a comment that, once again, you and your team have exceeded expectations in presenting a budget that doesn't show a deficit, shows actually a surplus, which is, in and of itself is amazing. So congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you, Trustee Macaulay. Trustee Hunda, please.
Thank you, Chair Ferrero, and I agree totally with my colleague, Trustee Macaulay. We can't thank you enough. This has been a tough year, a trying year for boards all over the province. And you were late getting figures, you all scrambled, you got it done. We were able to save our programs. And while it's very, my colleague to my right looked at me and said, ooh, 5,000, like it's getting, you know, a little bit scary, but the fact of the matter is, as always, as we've always done, we are balanced. You somehow have figured out how to keep all our amazing programs that make us as successful as it's clearly that we've been this year. So I want to thank you. I know it takes a lot of work, and I know you've been scrambling at the last minute by getting, you know, notifications clearly at the last minute. It's a lot of work. I want to thank you and your team. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Trustee Hunda. Anything further from trustees? Looking online. Seeing nothing else, I too want to add my congratulations and thank you, Adam, to you and all your team, and I know how much work that you put into doing this. It's great to see a balanced budget. This is something that we really work on to achieve every year, so that's really important. One of the things that I'm personally quite happy about is that after several years of lobbying and working with the ministry, we finally see a little bit of an increase in student transportation, which was an area of concern for us for years. So really happy for that, seeing that during this time. So if there are no further questions, I will look to the director and we will call for the vote, please.
Trustee Clement.
In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison.
In favor?
Trustee Dubosky.
In favor?
Trustee Farrell.
In favor.
Trustee Gibson.
In favor.
Trustee Hunda.
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly.
In favor.
Trustee Macaulay.
In favor?
And Student Trustee Gannett.
In favor.
The motion is carried.
That's carried unanimously. Thank you very much, Director. We have another motion that we have to entertain too. It's the short-term borrowing bylaw. So the motion states, we'll need a mover and a seconder, that the short-term borrowing bylaw for 2026-02 as attached be deemed to have been read 3 times and approved. So we have a mover for that, please. Moved by Trustee Cosmerly and seconded by Trustee Clement. Wonderful. I'll turn it over to Adam to have a brief explanation of what the short-term borrowing bylaw means.
Thank you again, Chair. So this short-term borrowing resolution is presented each year, and it's the approval that's required for our credit facility with CIBC. The amount is always based on the school condition improvement funding we get in, for this case, the 25-26 year, which is $12,286,161. It is important to note that we haven't drawn into this facility at any point in recent memory, and we don't anticipate that we will need to in the future. However, it does give us flexibility if there are issues with timing of cash flow that allows us to draw into the balance should we need it. So again, with your approval, it would support us having the credits facility available, and I'll turn it back to the chair to see if there's any questions.
Any questions for Superintendent Guilbeault? Seeing none, we'll call the question. Director?
Trustee Clement.
In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison.
In favor?
Trustee Dubosky.
In favor?
Trustee Farrell.
In favor.
Trustee Gibson.
In favor.
Trustee Hunda.
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly.
In favor.
Trustee Macaulay.
In favor?
Student Trustee Gannett.
In favor.
The motion is carried.
Thank you, Director. Notice of absence. Absent from tonight's meeting is our Student Trustee Sear and Trustee Dewar, and also that Trustee Corbier-Addison made a request to me as well as Trustee Dubowski made a request to me and was approved to participate electronically in today's meeting. Their request meets the criteria outlined in Bylaw 14. Thank you very much. Moving on to Chief Executive Officer's remarks. Mr. Bourget, please.
Thank you, Chair Farrell. I'd like to begin by thanking trustees for approving the 2026-27 balanced budget. In doing so, you've provided the financial framework for staff to continue to implement our strategic directions for our students. I'd like to thank Superintendent Gilbo, Manager Chiquetto, and the Finance Department in cooperating with HR for their hard work to prepare the budget under very tight timelines. Our budget continues to maintain and prioritize high-quality educational programs and opportunities for students. We've maintained our current staffing levels, and we look forward to another exciting school year in September. Our facilities staff and contractors will be working on many school renewal projects throughout the summer as we upgrade facilities for our students and staff. And in appreciation, I'd like to thank all of you, the Board of Trustees, for your incredible leadership and your unwavering support of our students and staff. Trustees, I wish you all a very restful summer. Together, we've accomplished so much this year, and I hope you have a fun-filled break with family and friends. Please know, very sincerely, that your efforts make a difference in the lives of children and young adults in the communities that we serve. I'd also like to express my gratitude to our amazing team of principals and vice principals for their leadership, energy, and commitment. We are thankful for the work they do each day in support of students and staff. I'd also like to share our gratitude to our inspiring teachers and educational support staff for providing caring and supporting educational learning environments for our students and helping them achieve their full potential. I'd be remiss in not also extending my sincere gratitude to our executive council, our system principals, our managers, Nicole Charette, Jennifer Bada, Chartrand, and Cindy Whitson. We are very fortunate to work with great people who are tireless in their support of our schools, and they are excellent in what they do. They are true professionals, and I appreciate the opportunity to work with each and every one of them. Trustees, it's a privilege for us all to serve the families of Sudbury, Espanola, and Manitoulin Island, as together we prepare students to become lifelong learners, achieving their full potential as confident, caring members of society. And last, but by no means least, I'd like to thank the parents and guardians for their support. When we work together on behalf of students, anything is possible. The kindness and caring we share every day, however big or small, has a huge positive impact on the lives of others. Positivity, energy, care, and compassion in our schools are the primary ingredients for our continued success and our collective well-being. Thank you all for being difference makers and confidence builders. To our students and families, have an enjoyable, safe, and restful summer. Another exciting school year is just around the corner, and we can't wait to see you all back in the fall. Thank you, Chair Farrell.
Thank you, CEO Bourget. Any questions for the CEO? Seeing none, we'll move to other items, and OPSPA representative, Trustee Cosmerly.
I actually have one thing. OPSPA is partnering with Wilfrid Laurier University this summer to do a research project on Bill 101. Trustees are asked to complete a very brief, it took me less than 5 minutes, online survey by July 20th. Additional information and a link to the survey are provided in Jennifer McIntyre's June 29th email to all trustees. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Cosmerly. Student Trustee Gannett.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you for that nice little spiel at the start. That was super sweet. And I can't wait to open this. I'm so excited. I love gifts.
A new car.
So because this is my last meeting as student trustee, I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to everyone. Serving as a student trustee has been nothing short of an incredible experience. It has given me the opportunity to meet and work with so many amazing people, both here at the board and with fellow student trustees from across Ontario. I will always be grateful for the experiences, friendships, and lessons I've gained along the way. Getting to chair the Student Senate has been such an incredible opportunity. Getting to see students become so passionate about student leadership over the course of the year has been so amazing. Thank you to Chair Farrow and Director or CEO Bourget? Which one do I? CEO Bourget for being so welcoming, supportive, and encouraging throughout this journey. Your guidance has meant so much to me. Thank you as well to all the trustees and superintendents around this board table. You have each inspired me through your dedication to students and your commitment to public education. It has been a privilege to learn from you and serve alongside you. And of course, thank you to Ms. McNamara and Trustee Hunda for being such good mentors this year. For helping through stressful moments and supporting me through this journey, I'm so grateful for your guidance and have been incredibly fortunate to have you two guiding me throughout this past year. I hope my time as student trustee has made a positive impact and helped ensure that students felt heard and represented. This role has opened doors for me I never knew existed, and I will forever be grateful that I got to serve as student trustee for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Well, Izzy, you can ensure that you did make a difference, and thank you so much for all the great work. And I know it must have been difficult having your grandmother telling you to slow down all the time and so on, so it's all good. So on behalf of all of us, Izzy, thank you so much. You have really made a difference, and we see nothing but great things for you in your future. So good luck to you. Right on. We'll now move to trustee remarks. Trustee McCauley, please.
Very short, Chair. I just want to mention about the graduation circuit that we all just finished up on. And I don't go anywhere around my colleagues or whatever that somebody doesn't mention. How are your grads? How did things go? And once again, it is one of the most moving experiences that I achieve, and I know from my colleagues that they achieve, and from the staff, the senior staff, and the director, sorry, I didn't mean to call you again, who come out, and even when we have the chief executive officer help the old man up the stairs at the LaSalle graduation, because I get a little bit of vertigo, and he was there with his, and he says, I hope you didn't mind. I said, no, I appreciate it very much. But I appreciated everything. I appreciate the kids. I appreciate the staff. And this is why I came on this board, was to experience those kinds of things. And although some nights it was, you were dragging yourself out the door because you were saying, oh, once you got there, it was altogether different. And I thank everybody for taking part in that, and I thank the Creator and the good Lord for the experience. Thank you.
Any further comments? It was my sister-in-law. Yeah. Go ahead, Trustee Clement.
Thank you, Chair. Me too. It was about graduations, and that's why we're trustees, is about the kids. And the highlights were like the kids dressing up. I didn't even have that in high school. In grade school, all dressed up and ready to go to parties. And the pride in the parents and the guardians and the audience were so great, from little S. Geiger to A.B. Ellis. A.B. Ellis, a highlight there was where we have moved on with our Truth and Reconciliation package, and we had several Indigenous kids graduate, and several kids got up to say something at the podium. He got up and spoke in his language, his native language. It was really nice. And then we had our drum ceremony, which we usually bring in the guys, and they wank at that pounding pretty good. But the kids, we had 4 elementary kids who took care of that drum like it was a religion, wrapped in sheep's clothing, but it was wrapped in sheep, and they come out and they pounded that drum and sang. It was just unreal. So I showed how far we have progressed. And then the highlight of it all, I mean, the high school graduation, the amount of bursaries were unreal. Every kid seemed to have got a bursary. We have one small problem, and we have to address this someday. And the amount of kids who were going to university was very small. And talking to some of the kids afterwards is that they're finding almost unattainable. The grades you need to get in university, the cost of university, are keeping a lot of kids back. So I don't know how we would address that, but we have to do that. But the other highlight was the last graduation we went to, and I want to thank Superintendent Maureen for the work that she put into this with the adult graduation piece we had at Espanola. We were in the cafeteria, it was packed. And again, the pride, and I had one person say to me like afterwards, finally, I can move on. So that's nice to see. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Clement. Trustee Hunda.
Ditto and ditto. No, thank you very much. It's just the most incredible time of year for us. And I think in one of my speeches that, you know, when we see our student successful, then we know we're doing the right thing. And I mean, that's what we're all about. But it is so beautiful, from the little weenies stepping up grade 6s to, I will have to say, my favorite graduation this year was because of this young one right here. But everyone's different. The adult education ones touch my heart every year. People that, you know, in their 40s and 50s, they all have stories and they all touch your heart. And the ones that, some of our alternative programs that they have worked so hard. And one of the things I'm most proud about with this board is, quite frankly, I looked at someone the other day and I said, there's no reason that anyone can't graduate. We have programs and we offer things to every learner that there's very, very few excuses that someone doesn't have a high school diploma anymore. And I'm proud of that. And I'm proud that we continue to support. I'm proud that we continue to be able to support these things. But I do have to say it's been an incredible year. Every year I say we're like little hamsters on a wheel. Thank God, I'm tired. It's time to stop the wheel. But there was so many things. There was plays, there was bands, there was, you know, concerts, there was running here and there, track and field meets. There was, you know, we're all running in all places, but this is all part of whole student and whole student teaching. And I know that I enjoyed every bit of it. I know that everyone enjoyed, all of us participating. And again, I want to thank staff. I want to thank all of you for putting your hearts into it, because that's the part that people see.
Thank you, Trustee Hunda. Any further trustee remarks? Trustee Cosmerly, please.
Okay, so I have to speak up too, because grads are special. And it's an honor to bring greetings on behalf of the board. That's a highlight to me. That's why we're there. As you've said, we're there for the students. But I want to thank the superintendents on that too, and the director, and the CEO, because it's a lot of time. I know the CEO was putting in 14 grads, which blew the number of grads I was attending out of the water. You guys give up a lot of your time too, and I know it's a very busy time for you. So thank you, all of you, for your involvement in the graduations as well. Congratulations to all students. The year is over. Congratulations to all graduates. Thanks.
Thank you, Trustee Cosmerly. Any further trustee remarks? I'm looking online. Seeing none, thank you so much, everybody, for all your remarks tonight. I have a few remarks. I just wanted to begin by reflecting on another successful school year. Throughout the board, the classrooms, school communities have filled with a sense of accomplishment and celebration. Students completed final projects, presentations, assessments, and exams, while also taking part in milestone events that created lasting memories, including graduation, stepping up ceremonies, proms, banquets, and year-end excursions. These moments are a combination of dedication, care, energy, and expertise of school administrators, educators, and support staff. Every day, they create environments where students are challenged, supported, and inspired to grow. And on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to extend a sincere thank you to all of those who have made a difference in the lives of all of our students and the families in this community that we have the honor to serve. I also want to recognize our students whose perseverance, curiosity, creativity, resilience were evident throughout the year. Whether achieving academic goals, developing new skills, or contributing to the world around them, they have so much to be proud of. This gratitude is also extended to parents and guardians, as well as caregivers. Education is strongest when schools and families work together. And we are fortunate to have engaged and supportive partners in our student learning journeys. And this also includes our community partners, which provide experiential learning opportunities for our students. As trustees, we are privileged to witness the impact of public education across the community. I would like to thank each and every one of my fellow colleagues and board members for their ongoing commitment to student success and well-being. And also like to go off script a little bit to say a personal thank you to each and every one of you for the support and the honor that you've given me to serve as the chair of the Rainbow District School Board. I know sometimes I joke with you that you're like herding cats, but the work and the dedication that you bring to the students and the staff of this board is just incredible, and I'm absolutely honored and thankful to be serving as your chair. While the end of the school year invites us to reflect upon what has been accomplished, it also reminds us of the importance of the inherent value of the work that we do together on behalf of children, young people, and families. And finally, I'd like to send a heartfelt congratulations to the graduating class of 2026. Graduation marks an ending and a beginning. As we move forward, carry with you the knowledge, the experience, the relationship that you've built along the way. Congratulations, best wishes for a bright and a successful future. I now would like to share a few success stories. Grade 6 students from R.L. Beatty Public School took their learning outdoors to participate in a bog restoration project within their school's community. Students studied the biodiversity of the nearby ecosystem and learned about the critical roles bogs play in storing carbon and supporting wildlife. Great work. And Dane Gilbo, a grade 12 student from Llewellyn Park Secondary School, received a Canadian Tool and Machine Association High School Award. Congratulations, Dane. Early this month, Rainbow Schools garnered gold and silver at the annual mock trial competition. The Hennessy Cup was awarded to LaSalle Secondary School, Team Number 2, and silver medals were presented to Sudbury Secondary School, Team 1. The competition is an outstanding example how community partnerships enrich students' learning. And copy of the book T is for Terry, an ABC of Courage, an illustrated children's book inspired by the life of Canadian hero Terry Fox, has been distributed to the libraries across Rainbow Elementary Schools, thanks to the generous donation from the City of Lakes IODE chapter. The story will serve as an inspiration for students for years to come and remind us why we continue to honor Terry Fox's legacy. And in keeping with reading, Westmount Avenue Public School received a $10,000 grant from Indigo Lava Reading Foundation to expand its school library. Funds were used to create a welcoming space for students to learn and to explore, and purchase a variety of books to support diversity, inclusion, and essential social skills. And a shared commitment to the community brought students from R.L. Beatty and Llewellyn Park together to build and decorate custom benches for extended care countryside. These were truly made with caring hands and kind hearts. And 6 students from the Rainbow District School Board participated in the first ever OEAP Level 1 carpentry class, offered in partnership with local 2486 Carpenters Union. They now have a head start on their careers. This is another wonderful example of the power of partnerships. And of course, new playground equipment was unveiled at Walden Public School thanks to the leadership of the school council and incredible community support. Staff, students, families, and community sponsors gathered for the official ribbon cutting ceremony on June 19th. And Rainbow Schools once again achieved 100% Eco Schools certification, a reflection of our ongoing commitment to environmental education and sustainability, and that is one huge congratulations. And staff and students from Lansdowne Public School cycled their way to victory in the City of Greater Sudbury's 2026 Bike to School Week Challenge, recording an impressive 592 active transportation trips, the highest total among all participating schools, and that is a huge well done to our friends at Lansdowne Public School. So in closing, once again, I'd like to wish everyone a safe, well-deserved, and happy summer. Enjoy your well-deserved break. Thank you so much. We appreciate each and everything that each and every one of you do. Thank you. So the last little bit of our agenda, we have the information and proposals, including in your package are some tenders for Sierra Judd, Escargot Public School, Llewellyn Park Secondary School, Northeastern, and Lockerbie. And there are no non-staff communications. Our next meeting. Sorry, I did that. I hit my mic on. Our next meeting is scheduled for August 25th, 2026 at 5 p.m. here. So without anything further, I will call for a motion to adjourn at 6:16 p.m. Motion to adjourn is Trustee Cosme. Thank you very much. Everybody enjoy your